play some disc golf. Hello explorers, it's time for our sports and games spotlight. This week we're going to be playing disc golf, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how to play and how you can come up with your own version at home in your backyard or surrounding area. Now this is a disc golf basket, kind of like the game of golf where you're trying to get the ball in the hole. In disc golf you're trying to throw a disc, also known as a frisbee, which is just a brand, into the basket. These are the specific discs that you play with when you play disc golf. They're just like clubs in golf. I've got a putter here, I've got a mid-range, and I have my driver for those long distances. Now if I'm playing in a shorter space, instead of in a park, like in my backyard, I'm probably just working on my putting, and I can make up small games where I'm trying to hit the target. But any frisbee will do. Maybe you've got a big disc like this that you play, say, ultimate frisbee with. Just a random one that you got. Maybe you've got some little ones. You've got a little sibling they want to play with you. All right, anything is going to work. Ultimately, the whole point is to create a target and have some fun. All right, so let's talk a little bit about technique when we're playing disc golf. And again, you don't need a basket. It could be a tree. Maybe you have an empty trash can that you try to get the disc into. Come up with a fun target for yourself, and then work on your accuracy. When you're holding the disc, I want to recommend a couple ways you can do it, but you just sort of have your hands like this. I'm left-handed, but if you're right-handed, it would be in your dominant hand. And you're just going to grip the disc with your thumb on top. And when you throw, you want the disc nice and flat. And because we're going at a short distance here, I'm really just pushing the disc and I'm focusing on my wrist. I want to put spin on it, and that's going to help it maintain a straight line. So it'll look something like this. And then you miss. But that's okay, that's part of the fun. Let's do it again from a little farther out. And this time I'm going to step with the same foot as my putting arm or my throwing arm. So that's my dominant side. In this case, I'm left-handed. I'm going to step and put it in, all right? So basically, you're just kind of working on your form and working on your range. So you can challenge yourself by saying, how many can I make from 5 feet away, 10 feet, 15, 20 feet, as much space as you have. Maybe again, you're using a tree as your target, you're using a trash can. Come up with whatever you want. If you have a friend to play with, maybe you play a game of horse. Just like basketball, you take different shots and you try to match each other. If you're at Triple C Camp, you can play ski. All right. So that's the basics of throwing, or specifically putting. Is we want to focus on our form, keeping the disc straight, putting spin on it, and sort of pushing it to our target. All right, so if you have the space or there's a park nearby that is open and available to you, and again, we want to make sure that when we're throwing discs and playing disc golf, that it's not going to hit anyone. So we want to know our target and beyond to keep everyone safe. Some parks around here in Charlottesville, Walnut Creek actually has a disc golf course, so when that's open and available, and you have a family member who wants to take you out there, you should check that out if you have some discs of your own. But let's talk a little about if we're throwing it far. Similar to putting, we're going to use that similar grip with our thumb on top, but you're going to sort of tighten things up. I'm going to put my thumb along the edge, and on the inside I'm going to curl my fingers around the lip of the disc. And when I release, I'm really snapping my wrist to create a lot of spin, which is going to help keep it straight. You're going to find that when you're playing disc golf, when you go to make those big throws and cover a lot of distance, it becomes challenging to actually keep it on a straight line. Your discs are going to want to curve one way or the other. And use that to your advantage. Once you understand which way the disc curves when you throw it, you can use that to think about how you're going to throw to hit your target. So we're going to curl our fingers around the inside, our thumb is on the edge, we're going to think about snapping our wrist, and when we throw, we're going to take a step and we're going to pull back, we're going to rotate our body, we're going to push off our back leg, and when we extend, we're going to release the disc as our arm is extending, sort of pointing to our target, and we want a lot of our power to come off of our back leg. So if we put it all together, it'll look something like this. That's how we throw it a little farther on our drives. See you next time.